First, you need to determine what has caused the flooding. The water may have come from a burst pipe or a hole in the roof. You should be very careful not to touch electrical items, but you can still investigate the extent of the water damage. If the walls have rotted or become spongy, you will need to remove them. Also, remember to keep an axe in the attic for a time when the area is not accessible. Next, you need to start repairing the damage. The water damage can begin on the floor, and then spread to the ceiling below. You should inspect the structure for leaks or holes. If there are loose connections or hoses, you may be able to find the source. You can also look for attic appliances that have been damaged. These can cause water to accumulate beneath them, which can cause severe damage. The first step is to remove the source of the water. This can be a difficult process, and you may want to call a professional. The good news is that your homeowner's insurance carrier will usually cover any repairs over your deductible. However, if you decide to do the repairs yourself, you should be aware that you may have to spend tens of thousands of dollars to repair the problem. As you can see, there is a lot of work involved in repairing a flood-damaged attic. You should hire a local restoration company to assist you. First, identify the source of the flood. This is especially important if the water has reached the ceiling. If you have water on the floor, you should move it outside so it can dry. Clean all surfaces with a solution of water and bleach to prevent mold and mildew. You should also use personal protective equipment, such as gloves and a mask. A fan is also useful for drying out the attic. Taking down insulation is also important. In addition to removing the debris, you must remove water-damaged items and clean the area thoroughly. It is vital to get rid of any odors of the water and remove any debris that may have gotten in. This will help prevent the growth of mold and bacteria. You may need to replace the carpets and rugs and contact your insurance company for guidance. First, clean all surfaces to prevent mold and mildew from growing. Once the moisture has dried, you should disinfect the area with a disinfectant. Various methods are available to prevent the growth of mold and mildew. It is advisable to replace the carpet and rugs to prevent the mold from settling in. If you notice any of these signs, you should call a professional immediately. Besides the water and mold, it can also lead to structural damage and electrical problems. Additionally, warm, moist air will create secondary damages such as ceilings and interior mold. All of this will not only affect your home but also your health. In addition to causing health issues, water damage will also waste energy and money. So, it is very important to clean up a flood as quickly as possible. The first thing to do is to evacuate the area and save all the valuable items you can. You can also clean the water. A wet-dry vacuum is ideal for heavy water. Once the water has been removed, you need to assess the damage. Once the water has been vacated, the next step is to rescue any personal belongings that have been lost. As much as possible, avoid touching any damaged objects. Afterward, you should clean up the water and dry the area with a wet-dry vacuum. After you've inspected the water damage, you need to restore the attic. The insulation in the attic needs to be replaced and cleaned. After this, you need to remove all items that are floating in the attic. Make sure you put on protective gear and use bleach to clean the attic. You'll need to wear protective gear to protect yourself. It's not a big deal to hire a cleaning service, but you should be aware of the dangers of doing so.